my left, looking to my right, Mr. Price.
Thank you, Mr. President. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm recusing myself from items 2 and 3 because it's unclear who is part of the organization. Item 2 and 3. Thank you.
Okay. You will be, we'll recuse you on items 2 and 3.
Today I have the privilege of introducing someone who needs no introduction on the world stage, but who we're proud to officially welcome into the civic life of Los Angeles. As the council member for Westwood and UCLA, and a proud UCLA alum, I'm honored to present Chancellor Julio Frank to the City Council.
As a proud double Bruin, it's such an honor to welcome Dr. Julio as the 7th Chancellor of UCLA. UCLA gave a girl like me a chance to be in these positions. It's always important to be thoughtful about who leads our higher education institutions because they have the important task of helping molding the minds of the future generations. And that task is especially true these days, given the attacks on our universities and our students. And in learning about your background, it's clear that you are the right person for this moment.
I hope you know that you are coming into a place where the research that you're providing is more important than ever before. With fascism taking over the country, this data that's coming out of UCLA is going to help us move policy and campaigns that make sure that we're not leaving communities behind, to make sure that we're not disproportionately impacting communities that have been traditionally disproportionately impacted.
This is the beginning, and there's so much that we're going to do together. And at this moment, more than any other moment, we need that partnership with people who are interested in facts and the truth, and that's what's coming out of UCLA, and that's what we're going to do to drive our city forward. So thank you all for being part of this presentation today.
This is the beginning of the Persian New Year. For thousands of years, Persians have celebrated the first day of spring, Nowruz, as the coming of the new year, signaling hope and promise of health and the limitless possibilities to do good. I ask the women and men present here in the council chamber, representing the Persian community and the Persian American professionals, to stand up. I know there are many of you here and be recognized, and many are standing.
I say this because while Iran is under a regime that's been holding it captive for the past 40 years, things will change. Just because this is a speck of time in our lifetimes, it seems long. But Iran has existed for over 5,000 years, brings very rich history to this world. And I look forward to the day that it goes back to being the contributing world partner that it always has been, and very inviting of people from different faiths. Armenians lived in Iran for a very long time, never fearing for themselves or for their families. So I wanted to say thank you all for being here.
And your remarks about the meaning of Nowruz, particularly this year, after what Los Angeles has been through, really struck a chord with me. And I want to thank you for sharing those remarks and that space with us today and allowing us to mark this important holiday, which is so important for so many Angelinos. Thank you so much.
Hello, hello. Okay.
Okay, would you like to speak to the item, general comment, or both?
Both. It's just, what, 1 minute because it's only one item?
Correct. Go ahead.
Okay, but where's the other who's the city attorney today?
Speaker, your time is running. You should speak to the
Okay,
item, or
I
we
get
can
it.
move on to general
I know my
public
time's
comment.
running, but I want to know because he owes me an apology. Mr. Grote owes me an apology. And if he's, yeah, well, if he's not, yeah, y'all owe us an apology for a lot of different reasons. But number 7, okay, is like there's a state of emergency. Yes, there's many states of emergency in this city. The fact that we're bankrupt, the fact that you allow the Church of I don't even want to call it church, the Scientology to run and control you, that they have so much influence over you, that's an emergency. You know, the fact that there's no budget and like they're going to have to cut the city and whatever we're going to have to do is an emergency. The fact that free speech is under attack is an emergency. The fact that the wildfires, that you guys mismanaged everything from start to finish to apply ad infinitum is an emergency.
You have 1 minute for general
Thank
public
you.
comment.
For general public comment, again, Mr. Grote, wherever you are, you owe me an apology. You called me off topic because you did not do your homework. You did not know your agenda. I was not off topic, and you threw me off, and that's not right. I should have been able to do my entire thing over again because you were in the wrong, and you have to hold yourself accountable. Mr. McCosker would not have done that, because he gets it. And Mr. Nazarian gets it, because I appreciate him too, even though he's not listening right now, Mr. Nazarian, come on. But I have to give him props because I asked him to do 2 things in our community, and those 2 things are done. So thank you. And where's everyone else? Who else is not listening? Who else do I call out for not paying attention? And shout out to Smoke and Scan, because you know what? Smoke and Scan would appreciate you guys paying attention. Bob, I see you up there. Can you at least look like you're paying attention? Can you pretend? Can you wave hi just to acknowledge that I exist? Hi, thank you, Bob. Hi to you too. Thank you.
To speak to the
2
item
minutes to
or
number 7 and general public comment.
Go ahead, sir.
When I ran for office in 2022, I told Bloomingfield and about this budget that it was coming full circle. He shrugged his shoulders and said, "What do you know?" Again, I was here in 2008 when we had the same financial problem, and I saw the numbers coming this way. I said, get your priorities straight. I don't get how you guys don't listen to the public. You guys want to make reform on the way we speak? How about listening? That should be something that you guys should all do, because you're wasting our money not listening, and we give you information to make the city better. I don't get what you guys are doing, sitting here doing your own tasks when you should be listening to the public. There's a reason we take the time to come out here. Sure as heck ain't that I don't have other things to do. I come and give you 40 years of experience. I told you this thing was happening. You guys wonder who Smoke and Scan is? Well, at least he listens to everyone's comments. We might not agree on everything. But
Okay,
again,
Speaker, that was your general public comment.
Yes, that's
You can
general
speak to
public
item
comment.
7, but just
Okay.
for a moment, I'd like to ask all the speakers, if you're speaking to item number 7, that you start with that item and then move on to general public comment.
General public comment again.
No, sorry, you can speak to item number 7 now.
You have an emergency budget committee. What are you on your reform for? I don't get what you guys are doing. The mayor's about to declare layoffs and furloughs. Well, she said that wasn't going to happen. You guys are going to start cutting numbers down. But yet we're building a park at MacArthur Park. We're going to use the money over there. Everyone here, the fire department needs that money. You know they do. You guys don't got your priorities straight. You still need the workers. Get the priority to the people. Get the work done. Get the employees back. If you're going to furlough them, do it 980. Give them 3 days off, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the other group can be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. If you're going to take 8 hours away, that's what we were trying to do 7/21 last go around in 2009. If you have to furlough, I hope you don't. But it looks inevitable now. You guys don't listen. Enough.
Good morning. My name is Emma Silber. I'm the Climate Justice Associate at Physicians for Social Responsibility Los Angeles and a part of the Stand LA Coalition, Stand Together Against Neighborhood Drilling Los Angeles. We're here because we are concerned that since the oil phase-out ordinance was overturned last September, there have been high numbers of acid maintenance projects happening throughout the city, particularly in Wilmington. And these projects are highly toxic with lots of negative health impacts. And we are here to urge the City Council, and specifically Councilmember Nazarian, to agendize the acid maintenance motion. Our communities cannot wait any longer for these projects to stop. They are impacting their health and safety, and City Council must hear this motion to protect environmental justice and public health. So thank you so much for your time.
Hi, I'm Jordan, a CBE/Youth EJ intern and a student in Wilmington, California. I live in a Superfund site in Carson, California, so I know how long a cleanup process could be and the toll it could take on families when industries are let off the hook. I wouldn't be here today with my community missing work and school if you had all worked with us in readopting the city ordinance as soon as possible. Last year, on December 2024, I went around the Wilmington community to inform residents about acid maintenance notice During those visits, I heard from residents about the orders they experience and the fear of their health that they deal with living next to Warren EMP. Most neighbors lacked information or had no notice regarding the use of high volumes of Xylene and hydrofluoric acid in their community. I urge the City Council to work with us in readopting a phase-out ordinance and calling CM Nazarene to prioritize frontline residents' public health and agenize the asset motion on the E&E committee. Thank you.
Would you like to speak to item number 7, general public comment, or both?
I'm speaking on item number 7 and general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute for each.
Okay, item 7 is yet another state of emergency declaration by incompetent, corrupt Marquise Dawson, Bob Genocide Bloomfield, and incompetent Mayor Bass, along with the $1 billion budget state of emergency, the homelessness state of emergency. This fire state of emergency is just another emergency brought on by the incompetence and corruption of the sleazy council and corrupt system. In my opinion, this number 7 wildfire emergency and the others are simply a symptom of the fact that the LA Sleazy Council, being the most incompetent, corrupt local government in the history of the U.S., is the actual cause of the ongoing state of affairs, of emergencies. Remember, these incompetent clowns gave a $1 billion increase to LAPD and cut the fire department budget last year. The agenda has no items to comment on because these clowns sitting here are doing nothing but collecting their huge checks every month. By the numbers, okay, item general public comment. By the numbers, the LA Council is the most corrupt council in the history of the U.S. Another agenda with near 0 items for public comment because these clowns are doing nothing via their incompetence. The city burns to the ground while Dawson sits there with no tie and snacking on food while Ramen and Soto Martinez were eating entire plates of food at the last council meetings. Unprofessional and incompetent. Fire damage, $275 billion, 6,000 homes destroyed. Raging homelessness is epidemic. The city is over $1 billion broke from incompetence and corruption. There is nothing to comment on because these clowns are doing nothing. Meanwhile, current price trial resumes on the 25th because there are now 2 grand juries and apparently more indictments forthcoming, but he is sitting here voting daily. What a total disgrace.
7 in public comment, point of order, Mr. President, Mr. Bloomfield. On Wednesday,
have 1 item.
Mr. Dawson referred to himself as
Speaker?
chairperson. Point
Speaker,
of order.
please start with item number 7.
Are you the president or the chairperson? Point of
Speaker,
order.
you need to speak to item 7, or we'll move you to general public comment.
How do I address the person in charge of this meeting? President?
Speaker, you can
or-
speak on item number 7 now, or we can move you to general public comment.
Thank you. Maybe somebody will explain it to me one day. Emergencies. You know, the biggest emergency in this room is on both sides, and that's integrity. It's gotten to the point after 36 years, I'm sometimes sickened by this side and I'm sickened by this side. These guys are my friends.
Speaker,
I'll
you
have
need to
lunch
tie
with them.
this to the
This is
emergency,
an
or we can
emergency,
go to general
ma'am.
public comment.
Ma'am,
Let's move into
financial,
general public
whatever the
comment.
emergency is, the thing that is lacking is integrity in how we handle the budget, how we handle ourselves in here. If you don't find that important, ma'am, I don't know what else to say. But again, I would hope those of you who stood around and watched Ms. Martinez destroy this council, shame on you, because everybody knew what Mrs. Martinez was doing, and yet nobody did anything. That's called integrity, and that's called state of emergency. All right, let's go into public comment, ma'am. May I? You
Clock
have
is
to give
running.
me-
You're in general public comment now.
Thank you, Madam City Attorney. You know, I want to thank the city workers who were up in Porter Ranch. Because they were there, speed was slowed down. Cars weren't going fast. People were able to walk up there and exercise because John Lee hasn't done anything. Where are you, Mr. Lee? Where are you?
Speaker, your time is up.
My name is Iretha. I'm a member of Scope LA and Stand LA. I am urging the Energy and Environment Committee to hear the motion from Council File 241580 As a matter of urgency, we urge you to agendize the asset maintenance motion at the next committee hearing. Our residents' health and safety should not be sacrificed for fossil fuel profits. Black and brown communities have been bearing the burden of toxic pollution for a long last week. We sent a letter to Councilmember Nazarian requesting this motion to be agendized, and nothing so far. We cannot afford it. Councilmember Nazarian and this committee must act now. Thank you.
My name is Wendy, and I am with Esperanza Community Housing and a member of the Stand LA Coalition. I urge you all to take immediate action to agendize the asset maintenance motion at the next Energy and Environment hearing. Given the recent setback in the fight to phase out oil drilling, we must do everything we can to protect our communities. Frontline BIPOC communities should not be left behind, and our health and safety should not be compromised for the benefit of fossil fuel companies. Last week, we sent a letter to Councilmember Nazarian asking him to agendize this motion at the Energy and Environment Committee. However, we have not heard back from his office, and the item was not agendized for this past Tuesday. Our communities cannot wait any longer for their health and safety to be prioritized over toxic asset maintenance operations, and we urge Councilmember Nazarian to agendize the asset maintenance motion at the next Energy and Environment Committee hearing, and we call on the City Council to rescind the oil phase-out ordinance and pass a new ordinance as soon as possible. Thank you.
Public comment. Thank you, Councilor.
You'll have 1 minute.
Dawson was supposed to file a motion today regarding correction of public speech, and I still don't see it posted. Also, I requested an accommodation for it to be done in Braille, and I can't get anybody from any office to say how they're going to accommodate me. Chances are they're going to say go to the city clerk's office, but they don't have a copy of it because it hasn't been posted yet. So I'd like to know how I'm going to be accommodated, or do I just stand here saying, oh, well? Who do I speak to get a copy of the motion right now? I'll be on the side there. If someone could just come or just tell me when I could get a copy or what the logistics is. That's all I ask for. I know even though I'm a white Republican, conservative Republican, Trump supporter, please don't discriminate against me like that. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Emilza Guzman. I'm part of CBE Communities for Environment and as a youth leader. I am also a resident and student in Wilmington. Growing up in Wilmington, my friends and peers had a lot of breathing problems or headaches. As a resident, I don't want a future where we keep allowing this injustice to keep hurting us despite our victories and passing an essential public health ordinance in 2022. Our communities have been told to wait and get in line because there are other public health priorities where we are getting sick because neighborhood oil drilling. I urge the City Council to rescind the old ordinance and make a new one, and for Councilmember Nazarian to stand up and amend the asset maintenance motion to protect frontline Los Angeles residents. That's all.
Speaker, you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. We can start your time now.
Heil the King Trump. The emergency and further prevention that cause the harm to life, health, property is a result of this Friday's motion to seek and reign against the word of God, Donald Trump. To obtain whatever state and federal assistance, Donald Trump, do not give Los Angeles a goddamn dime, for the Pope will go to hell. Snyder versus Phelps, accountability on this. Now it's quiet. Now I can hear myself. I'm the enforcer. You need me in your meeting. You desire me. Just like God, when you pray every night to allow that criminal Price to sit there. Now into my general public comment. It is my understanding that the rules of decorum violate constitutional rights. I don't believe so. Now that you have this story out, exclusive council president, Negro, set to target vile slurs. Well, this is not vile. This is for the record. Brandenburg versus Ohio. A dirty nigger, send the Jews back to Israel. Let's give them back to the dark garden. Save America. Let's go back to constitutional betterment. Bury the niggers. We intend to do our part. Give us our state rights. Freedom for the whites. Nigger will have to fight for every inch he gets from now on. Now that's protected speech. And if it's not, should listen. I am God. Trump, 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 Trump.
Goodbye.
Speaker, would you like to speak to item number 7 or general public comment or
General
both?
public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Yeah, so my name is Ashley Hernandez. I am a Wilmington resident. I'm also an organizer with Communities for a Better Environment, and I'm a partner with Stand LA. Our city has been in a public health crisis, air quality-wise, for years. We've been talking about this for years in the city council. So it's really great that we're hearing so many council members bring up the fact that our city is in crisis. But communities like mine in Wilmington have been subjected to live with terrible air quality. Even on top of these LA fires, have been subjected to dealing with neighborhood council. I appreciate the LA City Council working with us in passing an ordinance back in 2022, but a judge overturning it in 2024 is the reason why we're here. It is not because we had time out of our day. It is because people in our city are sick and dying and have been sick and dying for many years because of our terrible air quality. The oil industry obviously sued our city, and we stand behind our city in fighting for our ordinance that we passed in 2022. Now that the city, we have to rescind this old lawsuit.
Speaker, your time is up.
It's cool. Looks like we're floating in the right order.
Speaker, you'll have 1 minute for item number 7 and 1 minute for general public comment.
So let's see here. We got the setup today. I know what you're going to do, Bob. I know you got an emergency, Bob. I know what this shit's about. I hired the lawyer this morning. I got it all down, man. I got it all down. But you know what? You got a scandal coming. Big scandal coming that I fucking found out about yesterday. And you know what? It involves all kinds of shit. Attempted murder, extortion.
Speaker, you need to speak to the item now. We can move you to general public comment.
It's all about an emergency. You have a state of emergency you want to extend. I agree. The city is in crisis. It's in a Mafia Rico crisis. I totally agree, Bob, and I'm glad you brought this motion. I think this criminal enterprise known as the city council should file immediately for bankruptcy. Now for the general comment. No more puppet? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will use proper language, sir. No N-word, sir. No C-word, sir. You tell me what to say, and I'll say it. You tell me how to say it and what to fucking say, and you tell me how to dress. You tell me how to walk. You tell me what language to listen to. You tell me what music I can listen to and not listen to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you got your blackmail ready to blackmail my ass. Yes, sir. Because right now, I'm in a very important negotiation. And I'm not going to let this fucking bullshit up here interfere with it. So you know what? Post your goddamn illegal goddamn motion. We're here, and we're ready to go. You tell me how to speak, sir.
Speaker, your time is up.
At ease. At ease. Thank you. Next. At ease. Dismissed. Sir. Dismissed. You're dismissed. Next speaker, please. Next speaker.
Speaker, you're disturbing
Drive
this
whatever
meeting.
car you want.
Please refrain from shouting.
Okay, you're disrupting the meeting at this point, so please stop disrupting the meeting. That's your only warning. All right. Okay, we don't need to
Speaker,
tackle
you've
you,
been
but you are officially removed from the meeting. Rule 7, Rule 12. You have been officially removed, not because of the content of your comments, but because you are disrupting this meeting. So you are removed. Get out. You Rule 7, Rule 12, everything. Just get out. Get out. You are Again, it's not the content, it is that you are disrupting. Please remove this disruptive goat puppet handler. Let the record reflect that this meeting is still being disrupted by a person who is disrupting and yelling and screaming.
I like what Spindler told me before the meeting that.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Your time. You wish to speak on general public comment?
He said the wildfires were started by lasers. He knows that I talk about directed energy. He's very funny.
Let's hold on.
He also said that
Mr. Spindler is continuing to shout and scream at the back of the room, and he's continuing to disrupt this meeting.
He also said that the Jews
Speaker, one moment,
started the wildfires. I take that very seriously.
Speaker, please, one
Ma'am,
moment.
could you just hold? We're still waiting for the disruption to be removed.
A half-Jewish, and I don't like anti-Semitism. I don't even joke about it.
You can go continue your public comment. Go ahead.
Okay, I sent a letter to Blumenthal yesterday, or day before yesterday, about $3 that I was gypped $3. You're probably saying, what the hell are you talking about? I am a victim of police and CIA, okay? Spindler is the one, being a right-winger, he said that this council is sycophants for police. Yeah, I was trying to explain that in my letter to Blumenthal. I recently visited Internal Affairs, and they said my son's case is closed. It's not. The cold case files have been stopped, but it's, you know that the Michael Connolly said in a book recently, in LA, they closed the cold case files. It's illegal. And this is illegal too. They stopped me from having a receipt for Robert Duncan. I'll be back next week.
Thank you very much. Okay, next speaker, please.
And just, Mr. President, just for the moment, I just want to let members of the audience know that this body does not condone some of the speech that you hear from some of the guest speakers that we have at this meeting. They are exercising their First Amendment right to speak in front of our government, but this body does not condone the offensive language that you hear here.
I am the Reverend Louis Chase, Minister of Community Outreach at the Holman United Methodist Church, and a proud member of Stand LA. A few years ago, we commended the City Council on taking bold and urgent steps to phase out oil drilling in the city. Oil extraction continued to be injurious to the health, safety, security, and wealth and health of our communities. As you know, the chemicals used in acid maintenance contributes to worsening air quality, endangering residents who live, work, and go to school in the Adams area. Our communities cannot wait any longer for their health and safety to be prioritized over toxic acid maintenance operations.
Speaker, your time is up.
I'm going to do item number 7. I'm also going to do general comment.
You have 1 minute for each.
Okay, in regards to number 7, my name is John Scudder, United States Marine Corps veteran. I also own this construction company, Detail Express Construction. So in regards to item 7 and the cleanup and the quality of air, you know, this to me, this is an abortion. With the fires that you guys are cleaning up and scraping and removing, you're only taking off the first couple of inches and you're declaring the soil is safe. Nobody's done a real soil analysis. I got a client right now that when they went down 10 inches, it's still bad. It's $150,000 to fix it. So I'm bringing this to City Council's attention because even though you're taking off some of the top stuff and you guys are arguing about where it needs to be dumped, we need a hazmat official dump yard to be able to take all of this stuff. And it needs to be away from cities, it needs to be away from schools. I'm gonna go to general comment now. And on my general, I'm going to also speak about item 6, which has to do with the homelessness. You know, we are not seeing the results that should happen from all the money that's getting spent here with homelessness and eradicating the population. They said it dropped by 5%. I call bullshit on that because I see more homeless people all over. I was here last week because the homeless people are burning down Chinatown. They burned down a new construction site that we called the city council on at least 15 times, sent videos. Nobody did nothing. The site burned. It destroyed a senior building. I got 95 displaced senior citizens in my community. All right, and I'm speaking to you again, Mrs. Hernandez. I got homeless people sitting by CVS, robbing it every day. They burned a 2-story building down there. Across the street, 3 vacant houses. I actually had a bid in on the houses. It took them 14 times so they actually burned them all to the ground. Now it's just vacant land. They burned 2 cars 50 feet from my apartment. Eradicate this. Do something about it, please.